God spoke and said, separate ye Paul and Barnabas. So it has to do with the redemptive plan of Christ. So that was why Jesus, by his Spirit, has to speak. It was foretelling of a future event. But then in the Old Testament, in the New Testament, it is more about foretelling. To foretell is about revealing God's plan, God's heart, God's will for now, speaking God's revealed truth, as it were, in the scriptures. And Paul outlined in the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 14, verse 3, there are three purposes. One is to edify, the other is to exalt, and the other is to comfort. So when prophecy failed to agree with these three areas, then it's no longer prophecy. To edify, to exalt, and to comfort. Now, we are told that the disciples, we are to speak on the behalf of Jesus. Calls for an attitude of commitment to the caller, an attitude of humility, an attitude of recognizing that if there is anything found in us, it is not of us, but of the man who has sent us. That if there is any knowledge, if there is any grace, as it were, grace of Jesus Christ, it is not our own. It is the grace of Jesus Christ. I belong to a group, and somebody posted something recently. Down to the man through whom the miracle was wrought. That's the attitude. When Jesus encountered Peter and asked him to go to the house of a young man called Cornelius. Cornelius was praying, fasting. He had learned the Jewish Bible, the Torah. He was a Gentile. In fact, he became a proselyte. He had abandoned idol worship and decided to worship the God of the Hebrews. He knew everything about it. And so Jesus wanted to give him grace to experience salvation. Even though he was a good man, even though he gave alms, but he never had salvation. And so Jesus appeared to him through an angel, telling him to send for a man, Peter. He would tell you what to do in order to experience salvation. When Peter arrived, he did not take the honor to himself, except to the one that has called. Where I want to close this morning is that the gifts, the grace for ministry is given by Jesus, and the purpose is given by Jesus. The purpose is stated, if you read verse 12 down to 13, is to equip the church, to perfect the church, the saints, for ministry, so that every one of us will be part of it. Join in fixing the brokenness in the lives of people. That's the purpose. It is not for personal gain. It is not for personal advancement, but for the building up of the church and for the perfection of the saints. It could be up